Woohoo! Another day, another live stream. Welcome back to Pilferpup Art live stream here on YouTube. So we're still working on this. I know, but we're making progress. I have an idea for how I want it to finish up now, and I think that's pretty cool. So we'll just make our way through it as we have been. So enjoy, play some music, jump into it, let some people know. Same old good stuff as per usual. Cool. Nice. Welcome. Welcome. I'm just changing the thumbnail color at this point. Oh, welcome, guy. Welcome, fellow friends. Oh, thank you. Alright, let's see. So, he looks pretty good, I thought. Move it on to this guy, Bowser, or maybe even him. Oh yeah, we were working on the flames yesterday before I rudely got cut off by my computer just randomly locking up on me. I gotta figure out what's wrong with it. I'm tired of it just breaking apart like that. It's like the second time it's happened so far. Alright, so I want to like organize these layers here, because working with this flame is like a whole thing in itself. This is pretty cool. I like these like spheres, kind of, these globes. Yeah. And start with the top one. Ooh, Loria, always a pleasure, friend. It's good to hear from you again. Hope you're doing well. So many layers. Alright, cool. And there's that line there from this. Alright, cool. So I wanted to start at the top with this one. And then do this. I did a GIF, never done that before. Oh, I want to see it. You got a lot done. I have not. I mean, you think that I've gotten a lot done, but really I'm just being like a goober. A goofy goober. Which is totally uncool. You know what? This looked cool until... It's in the fridge. Alright, awesome. I'll definitely check that out. No, I don't want it to be gray. I do want it to be like a darker color there. Closer to the screen, more saturated. Or I guess less saturated. Actually, I like the color that I have. And then I can get this to like kind of move. but I should do it with this, so that way it gets like a nice texture to it. Yeah, I like that. Too much saturation. Keep it lower. These little parts coming out like this. Yeah, so it looks kind of like there's like a void inside it or something. Some like weird creamy displacement. Creamy displacement. How's your like class stuff going for your students? I was on spring break last week. Oh, nice. So did you actually like take time off for yourself and your husband? Because that would be really nice, I'm sure. A very much warranted break that you needed. I was a bum. I need to just be a bum, honestly. But I think I take too many breaks nowadays. Like, I had so many plans for this whole, like, situation. And I did, like, a lot of them. You know, I completed these projects that I, like, set out to do. But I wish I still did more. But that's also, like, a problem with me as an individual. Is I'm always like, what else can I do? It's like, well, you're already running yourself too thin, but I'm not run thin yet. Like, what else can I do? It's like, well, when are you gonna stop? Me. So yeah, I don't know. But it's always nice to hear when others get to like enjoy themselves. The needing to do more. He started. Oh, I'm sorry. I was on spring break. I was a bum. What do you think drives that? The needing to do more. I'm not sure. Maybe it's because like. Honestly, I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out like more about myself to discover like what even drives the root of like displeasurement or whatever, like, you know, what keeps me from being like satisfied or happy with life, even though I've like, I don't want to say like, oh, I'm accomplishing so much, but I've definitely accomplished a lot of what I've set out to do, and so why can't I just be happy, you know? Like, there's always like, what's next, and I like that because it, you know, keeps you growing, and I think maybe the growing is what makes me happy. So I don't know, your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, like, I've been thinking of just quitting art altogether, just because it's like, well, if I've already done all this and I've like mastered all these things, right, well, and that's still not enough for me, I don't think it ever will be. And that's like, you know, maybe it's time to rethink like my life altogether and just like start from scratch, maybe go into music or something else. But I don't know. I'm a weird one, and that'll never change. Well, artists don't ever stop learning. Right. I should. I'm sure that's I'm sure I should myself all the time. Shooting my pants right now. It's a phrase. You will discover a better you when you realize Fairy Tail is better than Naruto. Oof. That's a big oof. Oh, well, artists don't ever stop learning. That's never going to end. Artists never really arrive. I know. And that's something of like, I'm not against that concept because I like continuous momentum, you know. It's like you can kind of see it in my art itself, that like that momentum and movement of things. And I think that's just part of my personality in general, like that energy. But at the same time, it's like if that's going to be my life forever, and like I'm always going to be dissatisfied with improvement regardless how much it is it worth continuing, you know? Is it worth keeping with, or should I move on to better things? Which is literally anything else. And like, it goes more than that too. It's also like the people you meet in like the art community. There's like, it's like a multitude of things, because it is kind of like a selfish like paradigm, you know. To be an artist, you have to be like a pretty selfish person to be like, this is what, you know, my vision is so important that I'm gonna put everything else aside to like make it happen. And so that comes off from like the people you meet too. And like, I'm pretty good at networking, I think, but it's like I don't even like the people I'm networking with necessarily. And I don't mean you guys, right? Like the people that are in the Discord I chose, or rather they chose me. And also like we kind of choose each other, right? We're content and happy with each other. Trico's Rider, how you doing? Jumps in a superhero stand and then does a Fortnite dance and then a cancer to everyone's brain. Oof, that's harsh. That's some harsh vibes. Yo! Or your vision brings value to other people. Is there a milestone you think you should have gotten to by now? I mean, there's a bunch of them that I should have been done by now. You should just make your comic already. You will learn more about business and production. I agree, Sergeant Bats. And I think that's another thing that's like disheartening, is like I keep taking on these smaller projects because they're exciting, but it's like there's no real reason for it. It's like a lot of my current projects are to build the channel, right? And it's like it's to make it like better, but the channel's not my end goal necessarily. Like the shonen comic is, you know, this production that I've had in works for like years now is constantly like at a standstill because some new thing comes up that I like try and work on. Also, I appreciate you, Aloria, that you're even asking these questions, you know. I don't want you to think that this is like, it's just like, oh, you know. I appreciate your willingness to have this conversation. Sure, General Lehman, how you doing? Vision brings value to other people. Right. Maybe you need a YouTube break. I think you're right. Well, I am planning to cut down my time to 2 streams a week now. Moving forward, I think. But I want people to be okay with it, which is why I think I've been streaming less overall. But I think it'll be fun because the streams will be more about what you guys want drawn, like your characters and stuff. Basically free artwork. I think that'll be fun. Or giveaways, rather. More giveaway stuff. Doing all that. But I think you in that itself answered a lot, you know. That question altogether. So I appreciate that. You're a good friend. Not an art break, right? Well, it's funny because when I do draw off stream, and this isn't like Anime Flex, welcome friend. Hey man, there's a reason for everything. You gotta start somewhere, but excuse my French, please. You gotta grab this by the and at some point become famous, right? I mean, it's all like, that's like a constant thing that I'm always trying to remind myself is like, why does oh, I can't wait, or why does it always have to be now? Right? Like, why am I like, oh, I'm dissatisfied because I don't have this now? It's like, well, the journey is like part of the fun, and I like that work of the journey, you know, like moving through it. I think I'm just re-evaluating things in my life right now, so it's leading me to be like disheartened by a lot of this. You know, so I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate you allowing me to even like talk about this in general. I feel bad. I'm like, you guys have better, like, more important things in your own lives to worry about, let alone me being like, wah, I'm streaming, and wah. It's like, shut up, Pilferpup. Get a hold of yourself. I need someone to be like, psh, slap me. Your art looks really RPG-ish. I love it. Oh, I really appreciate that, friend. That means a lot. Hey, best of luck, my guy. At least you know you got XD. You got it. Oh, okay. It's fine, Pilfer. I appreciate that. Well, if you were gonna accomplish any goal this year, what would it be? Ooh, I like that. Yearly goals, monthly goals. I was thinking about that, moving things into bite-size problems. It would be to have to hand you and like the chosen few that I have in my life, that I regularly rely on for support and whatnot, to read my script, to read the script that I've had in production for far too long, because I keep reworking it. You know, I think that's the big goal that I want to end this year on when I get to it. Pilfer grew a thicker beard. Yeah. What do you think, Trico? Do you think I should cut it, or do you like this luscious boy? I don't like this right here because it always gets stuck. I'm gonna have to move it over. Boop, boop. I wouldn't kiss you. It tickles, but I'm like, oh my gosh, jeez, that's not what I meant, friend. Wow, it's spicy. I appreciate you, Trico, and your personality. Meow. Let's see. My beard is pure lumberjack, though, so I approve. And yes, despite my PFP, I'm a guy. I mean, it's fine. I don't normally ask for like genders or anything, but I appreciate your insight, or your honesty, I guess, is a better word for it. And this has to get thicker as it comes out. Ooh, so thick. Ooh, ooh la la. Mi amor. Oops. ZZ top transformation. Right? He's not Gandalf. Hold on. Then break down your first year and run your plan by someone. That's a good idea. I have some art. Sorry for not being here. Been busy. I mean, it's fine. I appreciate you regardless, friend. Just ignore my last comment, friend. Oh, I'm sorry, Sergeant Bats. Hello, friend. Wait, what did you say? Oh, if you won't make your comic, will you draw mine? I mean, even my brother was like, if I pay you this much money, will you draw my stuff? And it's like, every time I accept a project, I have to like go all in, right? And so by doing that, I once again put off like my own stuff. And I know that was half joke, half serious, but I need to stop accepting like, you know, even this commission is like a good example. It's like I wasn't even trying to take a commission, but somebody sought me out, and like I appreciate that they're like, hey, you know, I really like your stuff, and somebody led me to you, so would you be willing to do this? And of course I'm gonna say yes. I'm like, oh, you know what, I appreciate that. It means a lot to me that, you know, like I'm the one you asked. So yeah, stuff like that, you know. On a tropical island. And I also, once again, appreciate you guys putting up with my shenanigans through all of this time, this situation. I know I've said that multiple times, and it's probably getting like redundant, but it's because it actually does mean a lot to me. I think Aloria can attest to this, maybe, I don't know, but like I don't really talk about things that are going on in my life or in my head openly, but you guys have really helped me become better in terms of like wanting to be more open about who I am outside of just like, I'm happy all the time and streaming for you guys, you know. Excitable pup. He's more Bilbo. Yeah, that's true. I'm the thief in the night. Actually, you're not wrong. I do play rogues in video games, so yeah, that makes sense. Or burglars, if you will. I am a burglar. Not really. And run your plan by someone. I have some art for you. Sorry, not busy. Okay. More or less comment. Grow his beard to the floor. I mean, I can. He's not Gandalf. He could be the art wizard, though. I mean, yeah, that's actually like a pretty fun idea. The art wizard. I got my wand. How do you even do this? Which brush do you use most? So Animaflex, are you talking about like this kind of like this right here? This kind of like fluid thing. So I'm using a combination of like, it's just the basic brush, right? Hard round pressure brush. I only really stick to these because I think it gives it, like you were saying, that RPG look, that kind of like gamey vibe. But yeah, so I just stick to this, and then I kind of use different colors to make it pop, like away from each other. Darks and lights next to each other will do that. I haven't been here, so I don't know what you're talking about, but you're not forgiven. Also, when he's like, what goes on in my head, I just thought, is going on inside my head. I know, just screaming. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, and I'm always willing, if you do like actually want to know more about the effect and like how to get this like voidulous, I don't know what the word is, it's like goopy, you know, if you want like an exact of like how to accomplish it, you know, I'm always willing to help out. I'm more trying to feel out like what it even looks like right now. I think this needs to be bigger, just like that. And then this will get rid of that. Maybe do this. Yeah, there we go. Maybe something like that. I like these like little spines coming out. They're like almost like water waves or something. Where's the rest of that coming from? From what I see, it's a small lizard boy chasing Bowser who's spewing out clouds at a flying water gecko. I mean, you're not wrong. Something along those lines. A water gecko versus lizard boy and Bowser. It's a couple of Yosh boys, a couple of Yoshis going nuts. Sometimes Yoshis wear clothes, sometimes they don't. It's really up to the individual. Let's see. I was trying to make it as readable as possible because there is a lot going on, I think, and I don't want it to get like too confusing for the individual looking at it. There's a lot of information over here which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing because it does draw the eye in, and I kind of like that. And by information I just mean a lot of like different lines, you know. So this is not a terrible idea, but I think I'm going to change this up more. That can get rid of that. This looks good. But I did want to see if I can maybe do something like this. No, I'll get rid of that. I need to figure out where that's at though. Get rid of this. Oops. Yeah, I think. Is that all this? Okay, cool. Looks like a puzzle in here. Why is the smallest Yoshi boy's tail gone? Also, I can do the voice of Yoshi. I found using hard dip pen as my primary line art thing. Of course, I use mobile, so I draw with Ibis. Oh, okay, that's cool. But the only habit I have to break is shading with a brush. Shading with a brush, like how? I don't know, I kind of try and get my shading to be a little bit more exact sometimes, but I feel like if you use like a soft brush, you can kind of like go in those, I'll use this orange as an example, I'll go in those areas, right? And kind of decide like if the light's coming this way, right here, let me get this white, right here, then it would be blocked by these like sections of the corner of his leg, right? And so all this right here would kind of block that light, and so everything beyond it would be shadow. And that's kind of just how I see light in general, at least now. It always changes, right, because you're always learning. And so all this would be blocked, and right here too, and then a little bit of this because of the shell going around it, and then so a little bit right here too. Oops, like right here and right here. And then here as well. And so that light coming out from this like flame in the middle, because that's kind of where I want like the attention to go, so I have that light source there, and so everything behind it would be shadow, and I kind of play with that idea, and so you'll see like all this become shrouded in shadow, except him, because I want him to pop out a bit so he like stands out from the rest, and then all this back here and all this here, a little bit here, bit over here would all be shadow. Maybe a little bit here too if I wanted to, and then this comes back because of that light. All this down here. Airbrush shading with an airbrush, I mean, but Sephiroth. I don't know, flex. Oh, hold on. I found, okay. I really want to learn how to use watercolor in grayscale. Grayscale is really good. Watercolor is a whole different thing. You should add a second wing because something's just not right in that picture with Just one wing. Oh, yeah. Well, there is another wing going away from him because of the perspective, but the flame's in the way. So I will probably move the other wing, and I appreciate you pointing that out. I'll add it in last, though, because this flame is like a whole thing in itself. I'm trying to understand what I want to do. And then this, I can just, like, go like, boop, like one of these. I kind of like that warmth to him, but we'll probably make it a different color. Like something darker, right? Something like that. And then maybe even like a little bit lighter at the base of it, right? So it kind of like pulls his body out a little bit, right? So you see like the roundness of something coming outwards. Something like that. It's pretty nice. Actually, that does look pretty good right there. I kind of like that orange. So I'll probably redo something like that. Pilfer with a whip hitting ignorant people at a distance of 1 meter. Are you saying Castlevania Pup? Yeah, I'm playing Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. Richter Belmont in this game is so OP. I like it. Pilfer, when you are going to heck Dracula, the world needs you. I'm giving him some time. I'm letting him level up a bit before I go fight him. But Sephiroth, a airbrush. Shading with an airbrush, I mean. Have the lighting physics down. I just want to learn how to shade using watercolor because I always mess up with airbrush. Oh, you mean like an actual airbrush? I feel like with an actual airbrush, you would need to make stencils. In my opinion, I think that would be the best, or at least have a sheet of paper to block so you can get those sheen edges. So an equivalent to that would be, let's say I have, let's say I want to airbrush this tail, right? Like right there. I'll say this is a sheet of paper, okay? We'll do this as like a white. If I was to airbrush this, okay, and let's say that's a sheet of paper, and then I would do like, let's say we'll use this dark purple down here, or you know what, we'll use that orange again just as an example, and then I could do like this, right? And then if I remove that sheet of paper, I have that, right? So if I wanted to get exact with it, and I wanted like a specific shape, let's say the shape that I want to do is something, because his tail's round, right? It's like a cylinder. So I want, let's say, this section to be like that, airbrushed, right? And then maybe a little bit down here. So let's say this is what I'm trying to accomplish, is something like that. Then what I would need is, in opposition to that, I would need a sheet of paper. If it's square like that, I would cut away like this, right? And then I could just move that sheet of paper. I'll use this color for the paper. And I could just move that like right here. And then, sorry, do something like a little bit light along the edge. And then a little bit of light along the edge like that. And then you'd have that, you know, that line right there for it. But you really have to use the tools that you have for airbrush, I think. I'm digging it. Yeah. Anytime somebody asks a question of like how they would want to approach something, I just give my 2 cents. Charlotte. Did Pilfer see my message? I always see your message, friend. Okay, 1 minute. You should add a single wing. Yeah, I responded. I'm playing Castlevania airbrush. I have the light physics down. Pilfer with whip. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, that looks great. Portrait of Ruin. About the wing, he did. Okay, 1 minute. A Pilfer tutorial. I'm digging it. Yeah. It's always pretty fun, fam. It's always a good time. Okay, we were going back to this right here. Oh yeah, the line art is a different color now because it was like a red. Now it's gonna be like an oranja. Maybe like this dark color here. I'll do like a warm. Ooh, fancy boy. That's too warm. Less warm. Like here. A little bit more saturation in there, please. Thank you. That looks pretty good. Alright, let's see. So, oh, and you were asking about the tail while it's gone. It's because I'm going to cut the picture down to this size right here. Although I might just make it this whole frame, but who knows. I kind of wanted it to be like that. More like focused. I might even cut some of this bottom part down, honestly. Like here. We'll see. I always try and focus it a little bit more at the end. The fact that you only have 270 followers makes me sad. Meanwhile, we got head bobbers with 1 million subs. No offense to them, but holy smokes. Yeah, that's one of the things we were talking about earlier. Is like I'm kind of like getting tired of everything, like, and doing all this stuff. But it's part of the game, right? You just gotta accept that you gotta like fight harder and try harder and like claw your way to the top, because that's just the reality of the world. Where's the rest of my shenanigans going on at? I think a lot of it does have to do with consistency, because I got like a lot going on, right, in life, not just like streaming. Streaming's kind of just a bonus thing. I know you can do it, you just got to promote more. Yeah, exactly. I need to tailor the stream more to like growing and not just teaching, because like at the heart of it, I do just want to teach you guys and work on stuff at the same time. But I would need like almost like someone to just, or a separate version of me to just like promote all the time and be like, it's hard to stream every day, for one thing, let alone like, all right, an hour and a half before stream I need to make thumbnails and like set it up on all these different sites, and then, you know, let everybody know between like 10 different social network sites that I'm gonna stream. And then if one thing goes wrong on stream, then like the whole day is shut down and I have to start over again, you know. So it's like really, really a lot of work to do. But what can you do, friend? This is what I wanted. What he needs is pizza, Doritos, and Mountain Dew. Oh, well, I don't know about the Doritos and pizza. That's a lot of salt. Mountain Dew and pizza, yes. Doritos and pizza, yes. One of those two would be fine. How you doing, Neon? Like my Pilfer meme? I do. I was busting it. That was so funny. When he goes live, it's not even close to done. Trico. How come your thumbnails are always done, but then when you actually stream, it's not? Well, there's this little trick called time jumping. It's called light speed skipping. That's what it is. Well, don't get discouraged, man. Don't let that stop you from doing what you love. Someday it'll pay off. I hope so. I'm not good with motivational stuff, but I've been through the same thing. Right, lol, really right on. Guess he is a wizard. Yeah, he is the art wizard. I'll take all your unneeded salt, thank you. Extra saltiness today. I'm a salt boy. They call me the salt miner. Let's see. These need to be down here. Okay, then the problem becomes that. So what if it goes over here? Okay, cool. And what about this? Cool. So these need to get refined a little bit more. Oh, I see. So this also has to go above it. What? I finish it, then does the thumbnail and undoes it, yeah. It's true. Hey, there's some subtle differences in the thumbnails, alright? I'm just saying. This right here. And then make some nice little effects with that. It's not shiny enough. This needs to be shinier, like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. More saturation. More saturation. That's what we need, is just a Minecraft like sound or a music stream. No, my music. Kirby. Kirby, why? Alright, see you later, Trico. I appreciate it, friend. Best theories on YouTube. Sacrifice demon dance. No! No, it gives old people bags under their eyes. Yeah, it's true. I got bags under my eyes. See? My luggage. Does he? Wait, what? I don't have bags under my eyes, I hope. Oh, the salt, yeah. Best theories on YouTube. Does Pilferpup have bags under his eyes? You guys are wild. You guys are too wild for me. I kind of like that in theory. In game theory, I like that. Let's see if I can get a better version of what I'm trying to do here. Oh, I could do like this. Wow. Kind of got a blue flame though. I want it to be more of like a purple. A purple, although to be fair I could just do it this way and then there we go. That looks pretty cool. I like that, but I need to change the color to purple. Oh, fancy boy over here. That's pretty cool. Super Bowser! Now that you guys mentioned salt, I'm sitting up here eating onion rings and Doritos. Ew! Onion rings and Doritos? No regrets. It's Saturday. Wow! I don't want to see the world of fire. Alright, so now we need to blend in this stuff down here. It gets a little too wild in my opinion. There's like a whole part where, yeah. Okay, so there's all this shenanigans over here that I want to get rid of. I don't know why this banister is still here. Kind of makes me angry. But there's this, which looks alright. Get rid of that. This can stay. Ooh. I like that. I like that. Get rid of that. And that can stay. That can stay too. And his flame can stay. Get rid of... Oh, that's kind of neat. I liked that. Let's see. What you think that's something? What? That's something. I once ate... Oh, that's something. I once ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch and used sweet tea instead of milk. It's surprisingly good. That sounds disgusting. Also, that is a ton of sugar. You're trying to give yourself the beads. The betis. The diet betis. Diet betis. Let's see. Oh, that's kind of nice. I like that. Fancy boy. Get rid of that. No. There we go. And then I'll have it kind of moving through to... There needs to be smaller little beads coming off on the sides over here, I think. There we go. I like that. Or do I want to remove all that? No, that looks fine. It's a little too framing of his head over here. Oops. So I can get rid of a lot of these like smaller ones over here and then just keep, yeah, that looks pretty good right there. Sorry, I'm like probably missing a lot in chat. Let me get back to that. Typos are lovely. Alright, let's see. Oh heck, I shall not be coming meme. Lol, typos are lovely. Can we just get this man respect for drawing this epic looking smoke? That's pretty cool. I appreciate that. But no respect for me. I'll abuse that power instantaneously. I'll be like, ha, you fools, you fell for my trap card. Anti-respect. Get rid of a lot of this. Where's that little... There it is. There we go. That's pretty nice. I got a text from someone. No, I did not. I was just literally just listening to this driving home. Oh, Red Like Roses. Yeah, I love Ruby's soundtrack. It's so good. Boo 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 doo doo. It's so dreamy. Fix all that. There it is. Oh, no, that's not it. This does need to be on the top there. Where's that bad boy at? Is it any of these? It's literally one of these. There it is. It's this one. Yeah, this can be like that, and then use a little bit more of this over here, a little bit of that over there. Arm itchy. Oh, her mother sings with her in part 2. That's awesome. Yo, I should probably get off of here. Lol. Have not done anything since walking in the door. See you guys later. Thanks for hanging out, Animal Flex. I really appreciate it, bud. Have a great day. And stay safe. What's going on, Unbab? How you doing, friend? To get back to this like weird void look. Yeah. Actually, I like that kind of light there. Let's see. Oh, you're having an annoying day? What's up, bud? Why? What's wrong, friend? Too much saturation over there. As a matter of fact, I think there's too much saturation everywhere in this picture, but kind of at the point of no return now. Also, I'm itchy as heck for no reason. Yeah, it's the weather changing, honestly. That's like pretty common in Texas, I think. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I think if I'm just gonna chill completing the Pokédex and Pokemon back and stuff. Yeah. I don't know you were so into Pokemon. I have a buddy who like adores Pokemon, and he completes all of the Pokédexes and all of them because that's just like his thing, you know. He loves it. And then he shiny hunts. Like that's just his life. It's like, oh, new Pokemon, time to do all of this stuff, you know? I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to keep that up there in hopes that it doesn't get messed up. Maybe I should keep it down there. I could always move it around. You in 2017. Well, he's been like that since he was a kid. Cause like for me, you know, everybody has their like one brand that they like love, right? They're like, oh man, this new, you know, whatever it is like the greatest thing ever. And for him, it was Pokemon. For me, it's Final Fantasy, and then from Kelly, it's Zelda. So it's just neat. I like that everybody has that one thing that they like really love. It would be Kingdom Hearts if Kingdom Hearts wasn't trash.
Day by day it's nearer. Step by step you grow closer to your ruin. Soon your time to go. Life is just a journey.
I need this color to be
world transcend.
That looks top layer. Where's the goop at? It's down here. There it is. Goop. Oh, this goes up here then. Actually, you know what? Go back. I need to put the other goop down there. I know all my layers are like completely mixed up now. Mostly because this went on a lot longer than I wanted, but it's fine. Ugh. My goop! Where's my shadows at for Bowser? They're all gonna be in there. Okay, cool. These I need to be like this color. There we go. And then the closer ones can be really bright. And then really bright here too. Hey Bowser, look out for the goop. It's that one, so it needs to be below it. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna keep like moving around all crazy. So maybe I should transition these a bit better first, like that. It needs to be small too. Oh my gosh, this detail's gonna take forever. Is there a way to speed this up at all? Hey, what cheating? Oh, that's pretty good right there. I like that. Okay, that'll work. I was like, there's no way this is gonna end if I go like detail by detail. I need darker colors though. I need to cut it away too. I just did a 16-minute drawing. Nice, Neon. That's awesome, bud. It's really good. Your friend was literally... Oh, yeah. Peg nose. Like, oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. There we go. I could do this instead. Just need to tone these bad boys down here. Yeah. If I get rid of this altogether, yeah. And then just did this instead. And then I guess I'll get rid of these banisters or something at some point. What does that look like? That's not what I want. That's too bad. I might try to draw a picture of my favorite game. What's your favorite game, friend? My Ludicolo isn't fit to fight a level 65 Darmanitan at level 30. Oof. Nice. You'll definitely have to post up that picture, friend. Let me check it out. Generation 0. Not bad. Is that Billy? Oh, Lori made a really cool GIF. Bucky did an art. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Need a darker color than this, like that. Generation Zero, nice. Yoshi's not even holding the sword. He is. He's holding it from the front. Or from, like, the side. It's just the way that guy's character holds the blade. Kind of like trying out different versions of what it is that I even want from this. This looks alright, but I kind of like this. I don't know. I mean, I could have his whole mouth be like spitting that flame out like that, and then have it be this color here, like this, and then maybe have it be like this color here, and then even brighter. How you doing, Kujin? It's always a pleasure, friend. Oh man, yeah. Gentle Demon. Think, good, and you? I'm well, thank you. I think this is a good place to stop for now. And then we'll do critique time. And then maybe cut the stream a little bit shorter because I want to eat. I'm hungry. And then I'll probably work on this after stream a bit. Or outside of stream, because I can get a little bit more removed and just like focus on these like little details and kind of figuring out how to approach them a little bit better. I like this color though, it's pretty nice. But I would need this color to be in other places because it's too bright. Alright, let's see. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, friend. It means a lot. Oh, thank you very much, Gentle Demon. I appreciate that, friend. It means a lot. I know that's like kind of a blanket statement, but I appreciate it. Yeah, very nice, Aloria. She's not here though, so some nice stuff. Kono's got some nice stuff. This is zombies. Okay, I did do that one. Did I do this? Yeah, I guess I did. Interesting. Why don't I have a body? At least he got he got everything pretty right, honestly. He got a video from Just Sam. I don't know if this can open. Yeah, that won't open. Sorry, Just Sam. But I think that's really good. Alright, so we'll start with this. This is really nice. So this is really nice. I like the style of this. I almost want to have like thicker lines with it though, honestly. Like to define some of these like shapes a little bit better. Those thicker lines could help a lot, especially with your style. That could be really cool. But alternatively, if you like those thin lines, that works too. Who is this? This is this drawing student as well. Yeah, this is really nice. I like all this here. Make this a little bit darker if possible. I'm sure it's a lot darker on paper, so that's really good. And then you would make this lighter to frame that face, you know. And then you can follow that shading with this here. And that'll really pop that face out. And then you can have this darker part be, I don't know, somewhere like that. But yeah, that's really nice. I like it a lot. We got this one. You know, all those hip, jazzy, super cool, neat, keen, and groovy cats. Is that something I say? It's in the fridge, daddy-o. Are you hip to the jive? Can you dig what I'm laying down? I knew that you could. Slide me some soul, brother. Is that what I sound like? I'm sorry if it is. Why are my eyes all bugged out? This one's looking this way, this one's looking that way. Is this me? It is. That's so funny. That's great. This is really good, zombie. I like that he's kind of looking down, it seems. Well, I guess he's not. He's looking straight. You would need these lines to be straight then, because he's looking directly at the screen. So you'd want those to be straight. This is Zombie's work. So yeah, and then you'd have that be here. There goes. You want this right in the middle, and then your hair will come off of that. Use curves, never straight lines, in my opinion. You know, to shape all that. And then find a nice curve for this. Find a good silhouette. To know what hair you want to do, right? Look up examples and whatnot online, but this is really good. I like all this, right? Very nice, zombie. Very nice. Uganda Pilfer. Do you know the way? Remember when that meme was like the hip the hip new thing. It was like super cool. This is really good, Kono. I like that this cloak is coming on. I feel like he's like whipping it around, right? He's like, yeah, and that cloak's like going this way. I would find where you want it to start, like if that's what's happening, because I feel like his arms right here, and he's like pulling it this way, right? And then his body goes like this, and he's like, yeah, he's like radical, and he's like, I'm kind of the lonely wanderer, right? He's got that cool hair, and then the cloak starts from here, and then you kind of follow that kind of energy around like this, and you can do whatever you want with it, because it all depends on like where do you want that to start from, right? So if you want it to start over here and he's pulling it from here, then obviously it would do something like that, right? Because that's where the main weight is. If you wanted it to just be like pulled up around him, like over here, then it would, you know, you'd kind of follow that trail over there for like the size of the cloak. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I think you're definitely trying like a lot of new things, and I think that's great. Well, what I would do, honestly, is knowing that like I want the head here, right? And then I want the body to be like, he's an older character, more an adult, so he'd have like a little bit longer neck. Younger characters tend to have shorter necks because it's cuter to have like that big head next to their body, just like as an aesthetic. But yeah, if you were to do that, you'd want the shoulder here and here, and then the chest is like something like that. Sorry, like that. And then the shoulders here, and it kind of leads in this way. And then the body is going to be like, I see you want him to be kind of like this maybe, I think, for like the stomach, and then the pelvis is going to be down here, and he's like, yeah, because he's like standing like that. I'm trying to figure out like how I would even approach it, because the way I approach it now is like I kind of think of the whole thing at one time and not each individual part, which I'm sure you do too. But if he's looking this way, and then I'd have this shoulder be up here, and then he's like pulling the jacket with his shoulder, and he's doing that like pose, right? So then this arm comes out, and it's like maybe his arm's like over here to have that like arc, right? And then he's holding onto this jacket here, which means that from his shoulder to his hand, you need to figure out that like angle. And then this jacket you want it to come around like this, so it almost like frames him like that. And then you want him to be like this way, like that. And then he's looking down, kind of like, oh, woe is me. And then his hair is something like that. So if I were to take that, then from that concept phase, almost like a thumbnail, I could simplify it, right? I could be like, this is him. He's like looking down. Sorry, I'm trying to do eyes that I don't normally do. I have this here. This is going to be pulled back probably, and then his hand will be here. Oh, it's the animal jam, and then he's holding on to this thing, and you'll see that like tension, and it'll wrap around him from the back like this. And then if the frame's here, then it kind of frames him with the cloak. I'll say the frame's like there. With the cloak kind of pulling the attention into that, and then his arms like... Okay, so I think you did want that arm like here, which is kind of like hard to do, but because you're having two things happen that are like important to the scene, and it's almost hard to get that like attention on one thing. There we go. And then his pelvis would be down here. Like that. And then his cloak would be like that. And then maybe his eyes would be even lower, like down here, right? It's too low. And then his hair would be something like this. Because it would start up here and go down like this way. Sorry, I'm not really thinking of like design sense. I'm just trying to do like hair. So it looks like kind of shoddy, and I apologize for that. Something like that. For just like a quick idea of like how I would approach it, because you wanted that arm over here too, maybe even like higher up here, and then like more at an angle, which would make this at a lower angle. But then you still want to be able to see his other hand holding the cape, otherwise it just looks like jargled information. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on yours. JoJo's pose. Ooh, this is so fancy, Loki. I love Loki's work. Got to be careful with that white color. I wouldn't necessarily use a white. I would choose like... Let's see if we can blow this bad boy up. I don't know, it's so small. I wouldn't necessarily use a white. I would use like a pink or something, right? Or like based on the color, because this is like almost like a pink. You kind of have to think in your head like what color you want to use. You can use like a... If his wings are yellow, his whole body looks like it's a yellow, and I like this information here. The red is coming from his eyes, right? So you have this red here, and you want that coming from his eyes. You can do something like this to show that detail kind of going outwards. Maybe a little bit here, and then show that shape of his head like that. Yeah, this could work here, but then you're gonna have to follow that up too. So it basically, you want it to start like this and kind of radiating out like that, and it becomes less the further it goes out, right? So you want you'll have a little bit here. That's probably the farthest that I'd let it go. You could really do some here if you really want to, but that's about where I would let it end. And then this I would just keep in shadow. And then I would give a different color to this based on the floor. So if the floor is like a purple, you could do like a really gray, you know, like here, just to show that there's a connection between like the floor and him or her. And then this could all stay here. You have this light that's coming on here. I think it's just like the hard light that's like in its body, and that can be cool. I like that, you know. But then you're gonna have these two things interacting. You're gonna have to figure out which color you want to be more prominent, right? Which one's more important. And then maybe have that going on somewhere else. If you want that light to be there, I would almost have this light be blue then, right? Like that, and so you'd have this blue light coming down, and then you can have that light, that same kind of color in the piece somewhere else, like here, which makes sense why I put it over here now. And then you can have it kind of cover this, because if this was a circle, right, from like these two wings, because these, if we look at it from the front and we turn it to face us like this, it's a sphere, right? And so between the wings, because I can cut this out, right, and then I can cut this out, and your wings are basically doing this shape here, going in like that. So since it's a sphere, the light's gonna hit this, right? And so you're gonna see the top being the most illuminated from that light, like right here, and then from here down it's gonna dissipate a bit. So I could do like maybe like a soft brush to have that happen like that, you know. And then on the inside it's gonna be like, let's say like right here, and yeah, that's gonna be the darkest part. It's like right here in the bones. You can have those bones be like really nice and dark, but then on the inside, because there's still, that light's gonna shine through the wings a bit, you can have that illuminated as well a bit. Like, I would almost start with the bottom more than the top, just so you can have that dark part on the top. So we can do something like this. Oops. like that. Or alternatively, you could do it like this, and then you can have all this here be a little bit darker because of the bone, right? You can have that bone stick out right there. And then have just like a nice light here, something like this. But then now you have that underside illuminated, and then you can tone that bad boy down like that. See? And now it looks like there's light on those wings. Yeah, that's Loki's work. She's really good at art. And then you can highlight a little bit more. Come on. Cool. You can highlight a little bit more up here, you know, moving away from that. So that way that body kind of shines through a little bit more. And now you're getting this nice form, which is really nice. Yeah, you can do some here too. Those different spots that you want to bring attention to. And I think that looks pretty good. But yeah, I love your work, Loki. Keep it up, bud. I really like it. You know, it's always a pleasure seeing his stuff. And there's Neon's. I love his big old sword. He's like, on this lonely road, there's only one. But yeah, I like his feet being spread apart right here. He's making that like hero pose where it's like, I claim this ground as mine. And he's like, he's got one arm going this way, and then one this way. So the blade's going back like this. That's really cool. And then he's like, I would almost have that chin up. Like, is he like, I'm alone, right? If that head's tilted down, he's like, woe is me. But if his head's tilted up, he's like, yeah, what of it, fam? Like, what are you gonna do? You think you got what it takes? But if his head's straight, then he's like, kind of complacent, like he doesn't know what to think. Based on like that. But yeah, that's really cool. I like all this background stuff that you added here too. You know, really frames the character. So keep it up, Neon. I think that's great, frame. And lastly, it's my piece from the other day. So, you know, that's a thing. Yeah. Alright guys, I think that's where we're gonna end the stream for today because I'm really hungry and I want to eat dinner. I wanted to eat dinner. And I'm gonna work on this commission off stream a bit. I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I really have to figure out what I want to do with this new, you know, with this new schedule. You know, change things around. But yeah, thanks for watching all. Have a great night. Stay safe, Wolfbot. Love you.